Leadership change lessons from English Premier League winners. The Premier League isn't just England's top football league, it's a global stage. 20 clubs, 38 matches, a billion eyes watching, a lucrative global brand attracting the best managers and footballers from around the world. Every season, there's a winning manager. First, let's analyse the winning Premier League managers. 92, 93 and 93-94, Manchester United, Alex Ferguson, Scotland, first and second trophies. 94-95, Blackburn Rovers, Kenny Dalglish, Scotland, first trophy. 95-96 and 96-97, Manchester United, Alex Ferguson, Scotland, third and fourth trophies. 97-98, Arsenal, Arsène Wenger, France, first trophy. 98-99 through 2000-2001, Manchester United, Alex Ferguson, Scotland, 5th, 6th and 7th trophies. 2001-2002, Arsenal, Arsène Wenger, France, second trophy. 2003, Manchester United, Alex Ferguson, Scotland, 8th trophy. 03-04, Arsenal, Arsène Wenger, France, third trophy. 04-05 and 05-06, Chelsea, Jose Mourinho, Portugal, first and second trophies. 06-07 through 08-09, Manchester United, Alex Ferguson, Scotland, 9th, 10th and 11th trophies. 9-10, Chelsea, Carlo Ancelotti, Italy, first trophy. 10-11, Manchester United, Alex Ferguson, Scotland, 12th trophy. 11-12, Manchester City, Roberto Mancini, Italy, first trophy. 12-13, Manchester United, Alex Ferguson, Scotland, 13th trophy. 13-14, Manchester City, Manuel Pellegrini, Chile, first trophy. 14-15, Chelsea, Jose Mourinho, Portugal, third trophy. 15-16, Leicester City, Claudio Ranieri, Italy, first trophy. 16-17, Chelsea, Antonio Conte, Italy, first trophy. 17-18 and 18-19, Manchester City, Pep Guardiola, Spain, first and second trophies. 19-20, Liverpool, Jurgen Klopp, Germany, first trophy. 2021 through 23-24, Manchester City, Pep Guardiola, Spain, third, fourth, fifth and sixth trophies. 24-25, Liverpool, Arne Slot, Netherlands, first trophy. Analysis summary. Over the last 33 years, no English manager has won the English Premier League despite having significant home advantages. They understand the English game's nuances, have direct access to homegrown talent, benefit from cultural familiarity, and navigate established relationships with governing bodies and referees. Despite these advantages, and despite club owners repeatedly hiring and funding English managers in the belief they're best positioned to succeed, the Premier League title has remained beyond their reach. The statistics look worse when compared to other leading European footballing countries. This 33-year pattern defies expectations and merits deeper examination of the underlying factors at work. The complete absence of English managers from this list over 3 decades represents a statistical anomaly that cannot be dismissed as mere coincidence. This comprehensive foreign domination suggests fundamental differences in approach, methodology, and leadership that transcend individual circumstance or luck. What makes this pattern even more remarkable is that for 31 of the 33 Premier League winning managers, English wasn't their first language. These managers not only had to implement complex tactical systems and drive organisational change, but they also had to do so while communicating in a second language and adapting to a foreign culture. Rather than being a handicap, this linguistic and cultural adaptation may have actually fostered more precise communication, innovative thinking, and deliberate leadership approaches. As we'll explore, these differences often manifest in how managers approach organizational change and leadership. To understand the success of foreign managers and the challenges faced by English counterparts, we need to examine this phenomenon through the lens of effective change leadership. The modern football manager must excel in three critical change leadership responsibilities that determine their ability to transform a club: clearly articulating a compelling change vision, personally modeling the new way forward, and actively intervening to ensure sustainable change. This framework offers profound insights into why certain managers consistently succeed in transforming clubs into champions, while others struggle despite similar resources and opportunities. As we'll see, the most successful Premier League managers have demonstrated strength in these three dimensions of change leadership, with each excelling in different aspects while implementing transformational approaches that have revolutionized English football and left domestic managers struggling to catch up. An excellent example of someone who was able to articulate a compelling change vision was John F. Kennedy. This is about articulating a change vision, one that inspires a nation and employees with purpose and is aligned to the organization's strategy, values, and beliefs. His words, "We choose to go to the moon," are still remembered today. Kennedy set a clear, ambitious goal of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to Earth within the decade. This goal was both challenging and inspiring, capturing the imagination of the public and rallying support. Responsibility 1. Articulate a compelling change vision. Alex Ferguson masterfully communicated his vision of transforming Manchester United from a struggling club to a dominant force in English and European football. He consistently articulated a clear, united way of playing with attacking football and youth development. When taking over in 1986, he boldly declared his intention to rebuild the club's culture and structure from youth academy to first team. His class of '92 vision showed foresight in developing young talent into world-class players. He regularly redefined team objectives after achievements, preventing complacency and driving continuous improvement. Gandhi is a great example of model the new way. His quote, "You must be the change that you wish to see in the world," encapsulates the idea that leaders should personally exemplify the changes they want to see. Gandhi didn't just preach nonviolence, he lived it consistently, even in the face of significant opposition. This demonstrates how leaders can effectively model new behaviors or approaches. No need for props. Gandhi's approach was fundamentally about personal conduct and example setting. He led the way through his own actions and unwavering commitment to his principles rather than relying on position or authority. Pep Guardiola represents a compelling example of modeling the new way at Manchester City. Rather than merely instructing players on his possession-based philosophy, he demonstrates it personally. During training sessions, Guardiola actively participates, physically positioning players and showing exact passing angles and body positions himself. What sets him apart is his unwavering commitment to principles. Even during difficult adaptation periods, he never wavered, showing players that compromise wasn't an option. His meticulous attention to detail, from analyzing opposition to controlling meal portions, demonstrates the professionalism he expects. By living his philosophy in every aspect of club management, Guardiola created an environment where players embraced the same standards through his relentless pursuit of perfection. The final responsibility for change leaders in fully implementing organizational change is to intervene to ensure sustainable change. This goes beyond implementation. It's about making the change sustainable and embedding it into the way we do things. Leaders must proactively reinforce the change through consistent intervention. Without such deliberate reinforcement from leadership, even the best implemented changes will fade over time rather than becoming permanent. Malala Yousafzai exemplifies this principle through her extraordinary courage. When she spoke out publicly for girls' education rights, she knew it made her a target. In 2012, in Pakistan, her intervention came at the highest personal cost when a Taliban gunman boarded her school bus and shot her in the head. Despite this attack, she continued her advocacy, ensuring the movement for girls' education remained sustainable and grew stronger, demonstrating how powerful intervention can create lasting change despite opposition. Jurgen Klopp epitomizes the third change leadership responsibility: intervene to ensure sustainable change. When transforming Liverpool into champions, Klopp didn't simply implement his high-pressing style and hope for the best, he actively intervened to cement these changes. Klopp systematically addressed Liverpool's psychological barriers after years of near misses, famously converting doubters to believers. He personally intervened in the club's transfer strategy, insisting on players who perfectly fit his gegenpressing system rather than just signing available stars. Most importantly, Klopp's interventions during setbacks prevented regression to old habits. After defeats, he would immediately reinforce his philosophy rather than abandon it. By constantly reinforcing his approach through his charismatic presence and unwavering commitment, Klopp ensured his changes became permanently embedded in Liverpool's DNA, creating sustainable success rather than a temporary improvement. Leading their teams, we can continually observe three leadership traits that were part of their long-term success: self-discipline, resilience, and emotional intelligence. Self-discipline shapes behaviour, and together they form the foundation for human tranquility and success in life. Change leadership is full of setbacks, and resilient leaders push forward despite obstacles. They remain steady in their vision, adapting to challenges without losing their determination. Emotional intelligence is the ability to understand and manage emotions. When Jurgen Klopp joined Liverpool in 2015, he prioritized uniting the club's players and staff into a cohesive, family-like unit. Demonstrating his commitment, Klopp memorized the names of 80 staff members at the Melwood training ground, fostering a culture where every individual felt valued and recognized. Pepijn Leinders highlighted this ethos, stating, "Klopp creates a family." Building on these foundational traits, successful Premier League winning managers consistently demonstrate another crucial quality: a growth mindset. This mindset connects directly to their emotional intelligence and resilience, creating a powerful leadership approach. When Pep Guardiola's first season at Manchester City ended trophyless, the only time in his managerial career, he didn't blame English football's uniqueness or player quality. Instead, he doubled down on his approach while adapting it to the Premier League context. "The first season was a massive lesson for me," Guardiola admitted. "I tried to change many things, but you cannot do that in one season." His response exemplified the growth mindset in action, analyzing setbacks, implementing systematic improvements, and viewing challenges as opportunities rather than threats. When City then won back-to-back titles with record points totals, it demonstrated how transformative this mindset can be when combined with resilience and emotional intelligence. As Carlo Ancelotti wisely observed, "You can learn more from one defeat than from 10 wins in a row." In stark contrast to the growth mindset that characterizes successful Premier League managers, evidence suggests many English managers have struggled with aspects of a fixed mindset. This mindset manifests in specific, observable patterns. Take Sam Allardyce, who, despite his early innovations in sports science, eventually became resistant to tactical evolution. "I'm not suited to Bolton or Blackburn. I would be more suited to Inter Milan or Real Madrid," he famously claimed, suggesting an entitlement disconnected from results. Similarly, when Alan Pardew's Crystal Palace struggled, he attributed failures to player quality rather than tactical approach. "With this team, I'd need a miracle." This pattern also reflects how English managers assemble their support staff, typically favoring a comfort zone populated by followers instead of welcoming individuals who challenge the status quo or bring innovative ideas. While Klopp brought diverse expertise with specialists like throw-in coach Thomas Gronemark, many English managers rely on familiar assistants who reinforce existing ideas rather than challenge them. As Sir Alex Ferguson demonstrated throughout his career, constant evolution was essential. Ferguson told us, "I believe that you control change by accepting it. The pace of change is so quick that you've got to have adaptability." This approach stands in stark contrast to the fixed mindset that has hampered many English managers, helping explain the 33-year title drought despite the home advantages they possess. What English football managers really need is a growth mindset, moving from knowing it all to continuous learning. The 33-year absence of English Premier League winning managers can be understood through the lens of the organisational 5D Lifecycle Model: denial, delusion, discovery, delivery, and decline. This framework helps us map the evolution of English football management against the changing landscape of the Premier League. Rather than viewing this drought as simply bad luck or coincidence, the organisational 5D life cycle model reveals a systemic pattern that explains both the past struggles and potential future pathways for English managers in the world's most competitive league. Denial. Premier League era, English football remained in denial regarding the changing nature of elite management. When Ferguson, Scottish, and Wenger, French, dominated, success was treated as anomalies rather than harbingers of change. FA coaching courses continued emphasizing traditional English values, while continental coaching education evolved rapidly. English football culture celebrated passionate touchline presence and motivational skills, while overlooking the tactical revolution happening across Europe. England were still debating whether to play 4-4-2 or 4-3-3, while in Italy they were discussing multiple different systems and the subtle differences between them. English managers were still given jobs, but they largely underperformed at the top level. Delusion. The delusion phase saw English managers continue receiving prestigious appointments despite mounting evidence they were falling behind. Roy Hodgson's disastrous Liverpool tenure, Alan Pardew's tactical limitations at Newcastle, and Sam Allardyce's brief England appointment exemplified this period. English managers clung to beliefs about knowing the league and understanding English players, while foreign managers were implementing revolutionary approaches. When Mourinho introduced detailed opposition analysis, English managers were still relying on general observations. When Benitez brought zonal marking, English pundits dismissed it as continental nonsense. When data analysis became crucial, many English managers trusted the eye test instead. This delusion was reinforced by media narratives praising proper football men and questioning foreign approaches. Discovery. The discovery phase began when English football finally acknowledged its tactical and developmental gap. This recognition can be pinpointed to specific moments: England's humiliating defeat to Iceland at Euro 2016, Guardiola's Manchester City revolutionizing English football with positional play, and the contrast between foreign tactical innovation and English pragmatism becoming impossible to ignore. This awakening spurred meaningful changes: the FA's complete overhaul of coaching education at St. George's Park, the emergence of forward-thinking English coaches like Eddie Howe implementing possession-based approaches, and Graham Potter rising from lower leagues to Chelsea through tactical sophistication rather than playing reputation. The English game began valuing different managerial traits: tactical knowledge over playing experience, strategic thinking over motivational speaking, and process-oriented approaches over result-based pragmatism. Delivery. The delivery phase shows promising but incomplete progress. English managers are beginning to demonstrate the three key change leadership responsibilities previously dominated by foreign managers. Eddie Howe has articulated a clear vision at Newcastle, transforming them from relegation candidates to Champions League qualifiers through a defined playing philosophy. Continued delivery or decline? English football management stands at a critical juncture. One path leads to delivery: Eddie Howe potentially challenging for titles with a well-funded Newcastle, the next generation of English coaches fully embracing modern tactical approaches, and club owners eventually trusting English managers with elite teams. The alternative path leads to decline. English managers becoming permanently typecast as mid-table specialists, foreign tactical innovations continuing to outpace English adaptation, and the Premier League becoming a competition where English coaches can participate but never truly compete for the ultimate prize. The 33-year absence of an English Premier League winning manager represents more than just a statistical anomaly. It reflects a fundamental challenge in how English football approaches leadership and change. For this chain to be broken, English managers must embrace the three essential change leadership responsibilities we've examined. Articulating a compelling vision that goes beyond tradition, personally modeling innovative approaches rather than relying on past methods, and actively intervening to ensure sustainable implementation. Self-discipline shapes behaviour, and together they form the foundation for success in life. If you can articulate the change vision, model the new way, and intervene to ensure sustainable change, you can deliver a winning team. Organizational change leadership is about effectively and proactively articulating the vision, modeling the new way, and intervening to ensure sustainable change, as outlined in Volume 4.